Good afternoon and welcome to Ridge Reviews. Today we're going to talk a little bit about my experience so far with my 2024 GMC Sierra 1500 elevation model. I wanted to go over a couple issues that I'm having so I can share them with you. This is not a complainer video. I'm not here to whine. It's just instead to share a little bit about the experience I've had so far, just so you know what to consider if you're looking at buying a 2024 GMC Sierra. Again, if you like these videos, please click the like button below, but let's get into it. So the first issue is nothing new, probably to anybody who's looked at forums and that sort of thing about the GMC Sierra, and that is some squeaks and rattles in the truck. And these are squeaks and rattles that I would say are unforced errors. And unforced errors, for those of you familiar with that term, just means basically things that didn't need to happen. There are probably easy solutions that could solve these. The first one is right in this area here. If you listen, you can hear that squeak. And that squeak, well, yes, I'm pressing on it now. That area squeaks crazily when you're driving this truck. And it's interesting because this is just simply a plastic piece laid down on top of another plastic piece to give this kind of wood grain look. And it's unfortunate that they didn't put some sort of membrane around this and under this that would have kept it from squeaking, because what you just have are pieces of plastic meeting other pieces of plastic of a similar material, and the end result is squeaking, and it just causes the whole thing to squeak. And you can drive and push on this and it will stop squeaking when it does start squeaking. So it's easy to get rid of. Again, not a major deal, not a deal breaker, nothing that's like, oh my god, this is horrible. But in a truck where pretty much everything else fits together very well, it's disappointing to see something that seems like an easy fix missed. One other issue I've noticed, and it's not an all-the-time issue, but it's something that does happen quite often, is for some reason Apple CarPlay does not connect, and it's very, very random. I can be driving the truck around and Apple CarPlay will connect, as it is now. This is the little Apple CarPlay looking icon that's on the screen, which you can see right there. And it connects most of the time. The rest of the time, it doesn't connect, and it's really interesting. I've not figured it out. There haven't been any software updates. I find if I shut the car off and turn it back on again, it will connect the next time. And it's like every 5-6 times, it just stops connecting for some reason. And there's nothing that I've done. I haven't been able to find any difference in the phone, anything going on that would seem to logically make you think that it's not going to connect, but it is an issue. Again, you can also just connect it with a wire, but it is nice to use Apple CarPlay wirelessly. So I wanted to go over one other issue I'm having with my 2024 GMC Sierra 1500. Occurred about 2.5, almost 3 weeks ago now. I was washing the truck. I put it in my garage to dry it off out of the sun. After getting it all dried off and finished, I backed the truck out. I noticed on the floor of my garage there was just a lot of oil. It had been dripping in about 3 different spots. And I thought, well, that's strange, because normally if you have an oil leak, sometimes it's kind of one spot. Maybe if it's like the oil plug or something that wasn't put in. So I crawled underneath the truck, and I'll post some photos of this as well. But notice that there was a lot of oil on the bottom of the truck. It was kind of a strange spot. It was kind of in between the engine oil pan and the transmission pan that they have in this. There's kind of a transitional area in there, and it was leaking right out of the bottom of that area. And immediately to me, I look at that, I'm like, okay, that is not good at all. I did contact the dealership and took the truck in to have them take a look at it. Long story short, they found out that it is a main engine seal that was the culprit of the oil leak. But in order to fix that, you basically have to remove really 75-80% of the entire drivetrain. Transmission out, in order to get the bell housing off, or to get the torque converter off, in order to get to the point where you could actually get into and remove that seal, which seals in the back of the motor, it seals in the crankshaft. To say it's a major repair would be an understatement. It was a major undertaking for the dealership, and one that left me a little concerned because that is such a major repair to have on a new truck, and not the kind of repair that you want to have The whole experience was a little mixed here and there, and there's a whole lot of story that I could get into about the experience with the dealership and some what we'll call extended service drives. They took my truck on for more than 210 miles, but that's a different video. For now, it has been repaired. It did have to go back again after that initial repair where they took out the entire drivetrain because it was still leaking. And they found things that weren't put back together correctly that then they had to go back and put back together again. And that was my main concern with that type of repair. Is it's a pretty incredibly significant repair to have the entire drivetrain taken out of your truck, so especially on a truck that's new. So we'll see. We'll see how it progresses. I still have some concerns that I'm addressing with GM and GMC about the repair itself, but we'll see how it progresses. For now, it seems to be working fine. It's a little clunkier than it might have been before as far as how it shifts, but that could just be the way that it shifts as well. More to come in the coming weeks as this kind of progresses, but that was a major repair. My understanding from GM and GMC is that it's extremely rare. I mean, it's not even 0.1% of trucks that experience that. You know, replacing the main engine seal might happen at 70, 80, 90,000 plus miles or even more, or never in some cases where people are lucky, but it is a strange repair to have at 2,800 miles, which is where I had it. So we'll see how it progresses. Still love the truck, still recommend the truck, but we'll see how this progresses as time goes. So thanks for taking the time today to listen to some of the updates on my experience with my 2024 GMC Sierra. Like I said, I'll continue to post more as I have the truck longer and as things progress. As always, if you like these videos, please click the like button below and have a great afternoon. Take care.